Mike, can you read the back?
No, I can't read, Tony. Thanks for bringing it up mid-episode. Give me a second. I'm taking a drink. This is the classic case of, like, them just not realizing that Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are, like, the only reason that people watch this show. Facing the world together for the first time. Futuristic robots, crazy gadgets, and the brightest students of tomorrow are common sights at Ridge Valley High. Ridge Valley High, not Coolsville High.
Yeah.
That's something really big that I noticed. It's home to their newest student, the smart and capable Daphne Blake, Sarah Jeffrey, and her online bestie, the tech-savvy hipster Velma Dinkley, Sarah Gilman. So it's Sarah and Sarah playing Daphne and Velma.
Mm-hmm.
But not everything is as innocent as it seems on campus, as mysterious disappearances begin to plague the top-rated students. Once cheery and full of life, kids are coming back as lifeless shells of who they once were. Can these two teens get along in real life, encourage each other to break down their inner weaknesses, and save the town from an eerie downfall? Get ready for a mystery-filled origin story set in modern-day teenage heaven to find out. Not one damn pun on the back of this cover.
Yeah, that was a letdown after these two.
Disgusting.
Well, they finally, and I'm not saying the real actress is very nice looking, but they finally made Velma just look like a frumpy whatever.
They made Daria.
Yeah, they made her Daria.
They made Daria.
I mean, that's basically what she's supposed to look like. I'm just like, oh wow, they actually didn't make her look as sexy. But because they had to change something, Daphne's now black. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, why not? You seem okay with that.
I mean, I don't see it like that.
So that threw me off right away. I'm like, I don't feel like this red hair is working on this actress. Why is that? I'm like, oh, that's probably why. What were you going to say?
Nothing now. I'm going to let it linger on that one.
I'm going to edit out the linger, you asshole.
No, it's funny that you're bringing that up because my mom came over to deliver a package that was delivered to her house. Yeah. And she asked the same thing. She's like, so that's Velma. Who is that supposed to be? And I was like, oh, no.
That's light skin black Daphne, Mom.
Oh,
you bigot.
God. God damn it, Mom. It's 2024. No.
Does she storm out of the place going, not my Daphne?
What? No. What? My God, what are you trying to make my mom look like on this?
Did she do the opposite? She should have been that from the beginning.
No. It was utter indifference.
Indifference?
It's like, oh, that's Daphne?
No, in this day and age, you have to pick a side. I'm very worried about you.
You know what? Do you want to honestly know what she said?
What?
Why does she look like a weird Brittany Murphy?
Oh my God, she does kind of look like Brittany Murphy. Oh my God, she did look a little like Brittany Murphy. Holy shit. Rest in peace.
She looks like Brittany Murphy if like her face shrunk by like 15% inward.
Yeah, this one was the setup was a little confusing. So Daphne and Velma, they're only like internet friends.
The way they kind of presented it, I feel like Velma kind of debunks Daphne's paranormal show stuff, and because of that, they kind of had a friendly like, I believe in aliens and ghosts. No. I believe in science. Yeah. Or however Daria would say it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what I took away from it too. It seemed like they had this kind of like dynamic that was working for them, I guess.
An unhealthy perpetual onlineness, like somebody that would like make videos for a living.
Yeah. Who would want to do that, Mike? Fucking hell, that took me like a second. I'm like, you idiot. Is that why she was like so weird? Because Daphne's like, surprise, I'm going to be at your school and we could be besties in real life. She's like, uh-oh. She seemed weird about the friendship becoming like an in real life thing.
My biggest problem is like, that is where all of my issues with this movie started. It seemed like she tried to make herself sound like she was a numero one in this whole school, but like there's nothing that says that, and even she kind of doesn't act like that on the video call.
No.
Like it was a very strange like, why is that a bad thing? And then she gets to school and she is literally just Daria.
Yeah. And then Daphne,
you guys are missing like a big part of this.
I didn't watch the uncut Australian obscure bootleg or whatever.
My bad.
Sorry, what are we missing?
I'm the only one that does research, apparently.
Uh-oh.
No, like the whole point, the whole reason that she was, spoilers, the whole reason that she was acting like that was because she knew that the top students were being taken,
Oh, right.
and so she purposely made herself.
Oh, I thought she was
unlikable.
just shy. I guess I did miss
You
that
paid
detail.
attention to this?
Yeah, I liked the movie.
Well, you really like this one.
Damn.
I thought it was good. It was the non-paranormal elements. I like that.
That is something I appreciate it, finally,
I
out
did
of
like
these live
that.
action ones.
I don't know. I think
It was still ridiculous what they landed on.
I don't see. Here's the thing. I don't see it as like a Scooby-Doo movie at all. Like these characters might as well not be Daphne and Velma.
That's
you.
the problem. Oh,
Yeah.
That's the problem, though. It's like,
Yeah, I'm
that
like,
doesn't
but why
bother
not
me.
just make this something else then?
this seems like a Disney mystery movie. And that's
Yeah.
how I could describe it. Is like if this was just like, hey, Disney Channel original movie, tech high haunting, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, not Scoob.
Yeah, and my biggest issue was like Daphne's dad was creepy. That whole subplot, him being a helicopter parent,
Yeah, that was weird.
who's like doing everything for her because he apparently like lost her once.
Yeah,
as a
I'm
kid or
glad you guys grew up with fathers. Having been fatherless, I would have appreciated it.
You would appreciate it. Your dad pretending you have a magic science closet, but it was just him picking your outfit.
Yes!
You should see the Father's Day picture they have together. It's
You know what I do like?
I don't know.
Hold on, the closet thing did lead to a good gag, where she's like, "I'm gonna pick my own clothes," and then she goes to school and they're like, "Oh, plum and what was it? Green and plum. That's a brave
yes.
choice." I'm like, oh, because she's wearing the traditional Daphne stuff. Oh, that was pretty funny. But no, the dad subplot creeped me out. And then like you think there is this supernatural thing tied to the overall mystery, but then it's just the dad spying on them again. And I'm like, I don't like this. This is creepy.
What
yeah.
made it weird for me is the fact that you see the shadow before he injures his leg.
Yeah.
And he talks about how he wears that robe. Spoilers, in
Yeah.
case you ever want to watch this 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Should.
In case you ever want to watch it, he talks about how it's like, oh, I injured my leg, so I was on this hoverboard and I wanted to look mysterious and blah blah blah. But you already saw the shadow.
Yeah.
You already saw it. Like this was a thing. So you weren't the Shadow Man before. Who was that?
I don't know. Although his inclusion is pretty funny. So you're right. They realize all the smart kids suddenly become dumb, and there is that one. I did like that one thing where the guy just keeps going like, "I'm good," and he just keeps repeating it.
Yeah.
Well, so like again, it's a high tech school that a billionaire is funding, and when you're bad, you have to wear a shame sticker, and that doesn't work. So then they just have a drone with a cloud that just says shame at you. And during that whole sequence, you just keep hearing, "I'm good, shame, I'm good." I'm like, that was like a funny gag. But yeah, so someone is making the kids dumb. We find out that like it's part of this science experiment that's in the school. And it was funny when they realized that it was the guy who made the company who did it. And they're like, "Wow, it's Bloom. He did this." And Dad's like, "Yeah, also his logo is on the tube right there." And they're
That
like,
was a
"Don't."
great one.
They're like, "Don't take this from us." Like, you know, he's like, "Yeah, it's not that impressive. His name's written on it." I'm like, "All right." For as bad as this one was, I'm like, "Oh wow, finally a really funny joke."
Yeah, that one, like when he said it and they like focus in a shot of just
Yeah.
the logo huge, I'm like, oh, that was good.
That was clever.
I like some of the gags with the dad. I like the silly dad archetype.
Really? It was a creepy dad. I know it's meant to be silly, but it came off as creepy for me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I thought it was fine. I thought it was a decent movie.
When they do get to the bad guys thing, it turns out it's a hologram.
Which-
There's a scene where Velma has to fight robot spiders, and they clearly did not have the budget for her to fight or CGI a bunch of spiders. So there's this weird, just like first person from the spiders logo of her just doing weird moves, and then
She
slap-
karate chops lasers.
yeah, she karate chops lasers, and I'm just like, guys, if you can't do the action sequence, just don't do it.
I must not have been watching it that far.
Yo, it was bad. And then she's like, "I might have to fight more spiders." I'm like, were you fighting? It just looked like they were filming you and you were going like this.
Yeah, it was super strange.
That was bizarre.
The hologram portion, I will say, you kind of can see that portion coming. It's the actual whodunit like twist that was kind of cool on it, because like it's obvious, but like they set up enough people, like the janitor lady who always gets her brooms, or I'm sorry, her mop snapped. You've got like there's like quite a few people in this one, but like when you first see the guy, and it's like this tech CEO. It reminded me a lot of that movie Her. That was like back in the day. But then when he does the conference, when he comes in and like the girl's like, going to shake his hand, he's like, oh, don't even touch me.
Right, right. And it turns out it's like a friend of theirs, like one of the students it's
Carol.
Yes, who made this program because she made a bunch of science stuff, but no one would want a teenage girl to make a company.
You're goddamn right.
Yeah, that part I didn't really understand. I kind of hoped it was just going to be like, it's actually the billionaire guy, because that's interesting.
Yeah, that's a little interesting. Yeah. Instead, she was like, no one would have a kid make this, so I made this technology, made the hologram, and then I started stealing brain waves from all the smart kids so I can make more technology. And I'm actually the elderly age of 26, she said. Not verbatim, but they make her seem like she's way older than she is, when in reality they're probably all the same age.
I have no comments after last episode on actresses' ages, unfortunately.
Now you're quiet.
Now I'm quiet. When 30-year-olds are playing 16-year-olds, I have to be quiet now.
I don't know. From the moment she was on screen, I was like, how did they get that bag of bones?
Oh, well, it's fucking opposite.
Who shuffled her from the nursing home? Get out of here, you old bag.
I just remember after that episode, I was like, she might have said it in an episode when I was mentioning it, and Casey was like, oh my God, the things he was saying.
I guess I did it a little too like deadpan, because like I remember watching the live and just people going like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? They're not even that old.
Because I think I said, who played Velma in the movies?
Oh, it was like somebody who like acted in the 20s.
Fuck you. Hold on. Linda Cardellini.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, she's still a babe. You're like, oh no. And then I'm like, Jennifer Love Hewitt. You're like, ugh. I just remember Casey being like, oh my God.
As I'm just sitting there, I'm like laughing about it as it's coming up. I'm laughing at my own jokes. Shameless laughing at my own jokes. I'm just reading chat like, oh no, people thought I was serious.
Anyway.
Because I was. No.
But like what you were saying about how this could have just been anything else. I'm like, it probably could have been like, you know what? This would have been a good if there was like a new Scooby-Doo show. And they're like, hey, let's just have an episode where Daphne and Velma go on their own adventure. It would have been more tolerable, I guess. But having to watch a whole movie with Daphne and Velma where they don't really act like Daphne and Velma, like Velma's trying to do the voice, kind of.
I would say Velma kind of was more Velma. Daphne was just popular girl, whereas kind of old like, I don't know. They had too much weird stuff trying to modify what Daphne was, which was just kind of like, yeah, she's there. She's good at what she does, but she's also a ditz. Like, once the dad stopped protecting her, the biggest crisis was fashion. Yeah. It wasn't, or fashion and food. And it's like, she didn't get caught by the monster. Like, she wasn't the one in like the tube at all. Like, I don't know.
She feels out of place. It could have just been its own little mystery movie.
Yeah.
This could have been an episode on Velma.
It could have been an episode, or maybe it couldn't. I don't know. I only got 2 episodes in, so
You're the expert.
Did they do stuff like this on Velma?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, then there we go. This was the crossover of the century.
Weren't like all the ghosts just her like having panic attacks?
Something like that. I don't know. I didn't finish it.
You said you watched it in its entirety?
The first like 6 episodes.
You have a whole back tattoo of Velma?
I saw your Letterboxd account, you know, right? I saw the positive reviews.
I thought we weren't going to bring this up.
You know who did watch all of Velma and reviewed it? Mint Salad. She reviewed every single episode. I think she reviewed every episode of like Scooby-Doo that's ever been made.
That's a
insane.
task.
It is.
Is she okay?
That's Mint Salad. I mean, was she ever okay?
That's a fair
when you start as a shit show. I mean,
that's so mean. That's so mean to say about anybody.
Oh wow! Oh, now is it
now Mr. Positivity?
Being mean to women is suddenly bad for.
The death threats I got from your last episode.
Man, imagine if this is someone's first episode. They're like, "Oh, I remember those Scooby-Doo movies when I was a kid," and just us 3 assholes.
I said that at least one was good. He said this one was good. You said the last one was good. I said the first one was good. We just got flavors here.
But
Interesting
anyway,
that we each. Never mind. Go ahead.
It's okay though, because like it's okay to be wrong about one of them.
so yeah, I guess this one didn't take off. The Daphne and Velma expanded universe didn't really take off.
Yeah, because they set up for a sequel, and I was really excited, and then.
Yeah, there's
Then
like
I was
a.
like, wait, this came out.
It
in
looks like there's a
2018.
ghost on their computer, and then they're like, "Is it real or not?" And like, find out next time. You don't find out next
I thought
time.
it was just gonna be like Fred or something. Like, hey, we solve mysteries over in Coolsville.
Yeah, again, if it's just like a prequel thing, there's nothing from Scooby-Doo in this. I didn't pick up any
It
reference
doesn't
to
say
any-
Scooby-Doo. It just says Daphne and Velma.
I know.
You gotta stop looking for the do.
I know, but there's like no reference to anything outside of this. So it's just like, and that makes it feel even like worse. Like, is this in the same universe? What's going on here?
Yeah. This also came out when a lot of people were making movies about like apps, like smartphone apps.
Yeah, this is 2018. This is
Yeah.
like after that, what's it called? I think 2015 had that Terminator Genesis where they're like, instead of Skynet, it's going to be a iOS or an operating system on your phone's going to take over. And it's like, okay.
Exhausting.
In real life, the operating systems just like break apart every like
Barely
2
work.
years.
Yeah.
So the war against Skynet would like last 2 years because then it just would forget to update or be buggy.
It'd be like Chat GPT would just get dementia from trying to like fact check itself constantly.
But yeah, they were putting all the tech stuff in. It's clearly like an older person who's trying to, or someone who just doesn't know anything about tech,
Yeah.
trying to like work it in.
I liked how all of their
Let me
like,
hack in.
all their like computer screens were like what's like what is that word, like holographic, where it was
Yeah.
like you could like you were looking behind the screen and it was
Yeah,
like,
that
projected.
always cracked. They always try to put that in movies, like that's going to be a thing. I'm like, no one wants to see something that's like invisible.
Yeah.
Like it looks weird.
I even hate that with like the TVs. Like you'll see it on YouTube all the time. It's like these clear TVs. Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, I know I have like those video glasses. And that's fine if you're like walking around, but like if I'm at a desk, I don't want to sit at a clear screen and like see the background through it.
Coming soon to a screen near you, a news report where Tony walks into traffic with TV glasses. Yeah, it's great while you're walking around.
Shut up, that was the last brand deal I ever got. I haven't gotten a brand deal in forever, you asshole.
Hey, I wasn't saying you weren't watching great content in 4K Ultra HD.
It had two different settings. One is like clear so you can still see, and then you can like completely black it out.
I'm not gonna lie, I want those for my Steam Deck really bad.
They're pretty cool.
I'm not gonna lie.
They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. See if my code still works. I don't know. It's from May. I actually use them a lot, and I'm like, wow, this is actually really awesome. Like in my backyard, I'm like cool. But yes, I guess we got to the end. I don't know how much longer we could talk about these.
I don't know.
We somehow made it over an hour on these things.
We got through them. I mean,
Yeah, I guess. What is the worst made for TV live action Scooby-Doo movie?